Nothing is... No, it just didn't go live. It didn't go live. I recorded a whole segment. Fuck you, OBS. All right, everybody, welcome to the show. I have been talking for an hour easily. Easily an hour. No joke. No joke. Well, hello everybody. How are we today? Are we good? I'm better now. I started this at like 3:40. No joke. So, because I love you all, I'm gonna do it again. No, we're doing it again. We're doing it live. We're gonna do it live, everybody. Welcome to EFP Live, April 9th, 2025. Coming to you live from when it's actually live. I got my death-proof coffee. I am surrounded by paper. We have a ton to go over today. And I'm going to start with the news. Let's start with the news. Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing great. I don't have a game till 8:30 tonight. So we're golden. Thank you for the fucking people who stuck through this. I didn't know you guys couldn't see me. Fuck it, we're doing it live. That's right. It has been a wild couple weeks for me. Last week we were off for the most part, right? I wanted to make sure that I had a little break before I dove into all this stuff. We do have a couple of cool things to announce. Cool things. So at the top of the show, let's talk about, I decided I am making a newsletter. I wanted something that everybody could have kind of like access to, where everything is, how everything works, what everything you can see, all that jazz. The whole time that I was doing this, I kept checking dice because I couldn't figure out why they weren't working. Weren't working because the button said live, but we weren't live. Note self, always check YouTube as well. No, we're good though. We're good. So let's talk about this. The Corpse Courier is going to be starting this Friday on my birthday, actually. Woo! Why don't you give you a quick sample of what it is, what the selections are. This is what it will look like on your phone. That's email. Sorry, let me show you what it'll look like on your phone. If you haven't signed up for this, you can do it at the bottom of the merch page. There's a subscription area. I'll get you added in. Oh, look, it works now. But this is what it'll look like on your phone. From the slab is all the information of what's going on. It talks about what I have, quotes from what's going on. From the crypt is stream highlights. These are things you may have missed over the last 30 days. Basically, I'm going to put this out mid-month. This gives you access to anything you might have missed, curated, and put together. Grave goods is going to be things that I have purchased over the month, things I found that are cool, or things that I'm selling with EFP. For example, Breachers Volume 1 is out. If you guys don't know that already, you can pick it up. It is on TTRPG right now as well. I'll be doing updates to it as needed. Like, I think there's a 1.5 that'll probably come up once this print run is done. So you can pick it up there, or if you want it for $1 less, pick it up on Patreon. Just make sure if you do that, you don't use an Apple iPhone to buy it from the app, because they charge you $11.99, because Apple, for some reason, has an exorbitantly stupid price. Instead, just on your iPhone, go to the webpage and buy it from Patreon. It's $7.99 there, but if you are a $5 or more subscriber, you'll just get the PDFs anyway. Those get updated at the end of each month when I do my send up. Meet some Pizza, baby. That's out. Toe tags are all the people who've signed up. Different people who have joined the Patreon. And then Stay Rotten is going to be the sign off, as I'm going to start moving everything over under the Corpse umbrella. And then Stay Fucking Rotten is the new shirt that will be coming out. This is what it looks like in your mobile, your desktop, and then, of course, because it's email, your email. So this will be coming out later this week on Friday. You can sign up now through the bottom of the merch page if you're not on there already. If you're looking for how to stay in contact or new things that come out, also posting a lot of stuff on Patreon as well. I did. I even said, hey, fucking great. They actually shipped to Canada. I did see that. Congrats, Star Drew. You guys chilling and chatting. I'm talking to myself because OBS didn't launch. I was having problems with OBS before the show. When I was turning that motherfucker on, it would not switch scenes. So I think something in there caused the broadcast to fail. So we're live. We're good now. I should check and see if the piece I recorded for news is good. I'll just redo it. It's only like 10 minutes. Lots of stuff here, though. I'm excited about the newsletter. I feel like I'm making enough stuff right now that, like, putting together a curated news list is a smart idea for me at this point. I feel like I probably should have done it a year ago. I mean, because I'm doing all the EFP shows. I'm on other shows. Interviewing starting back up for Corpse Talk and some other stuff coming up. We have all of our live show actual plays that we do. We also have the stuff that we're producing for EFP. I should say I say we, but you guys are such a big part. I say we every fucking time. All the Streamloot cards that get released, things like that. Traveling for cons. I just feel like the newsletter makes sense. And then because I'm in this so deep, I find a lot of shit that other people probably don't know about. So I'm going to add fun things to the newsletter, like things I'm listening to, things I like. And speaking of which, there is a new podcast, thanks to Sly Flourish, I am listening to. That's a whole bunch of stuff about Shadow Dark right now. And they do a really good, like, Venn diagram. I think it's like the second one down in this. That is what's the difference between 5e and Shadow Dark. And they put it so succinctly. So I recommend listening to them if you haven't. That'll be in the newsletter as well, but just kind of like a little tippy tip for all of you. But yeah, if you haven't signed up, sign up for the newsletter. I'll put a link down in the description below as well for those who are interested in signing up for it. The only concern I have is bots signing up for it. But hey, if bots want to sign up for it, you're welcome to. You fucking do it. It'll be a free newsletter too. It's not pricey. So what I said earlier that you guys missed is I have all my stuff in front of me for printing. I'm going to go over the print process of what I've went through and the hell I've went through. I'm also going to go through news first. We're going to record a second one of the news so you guys can see it because you guys are here live and I figure I should do that for you because why the fuck not? So we're going to go back to the beginning of the Horth synth player list. We got a bunch of stuff in news. Some good, some not so good. I will do my damnedest. No politics, no religion, and no slandering AI just because you don't like the sound of the two letters. Okay? That's the normal rules for us, right? So let's get the recording going. Recording. Doing it live. And we're going to go into the ads. And then we'll go over building everything. Like because I can show my final, well, you'll see. But let's do the news first here, everybody. The music going. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to EFP Live, April 9th. We got a ton of news to go over. A lot of good, one really bad one, and one that's more congratulatory, I think. So let's dive into it. If you're in chat live right now during any of these videos or stuff that we're going over, I'll pop your stuff up on screen. Like always, if you're interested in joining, we do this on Wednesdays at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Any week but the first week of the month, because Eric needs a break sometimes. But let's go over and check the start of this whole thing with Critical Role finally announcing the look of their box set. So Polygon did a good report on Critical Role reveals Daggerheart cover and limited edition box set. If you don't know who Darrington Press is the publishing arm of Critical Role. I like the art. I like a lot of it. I will say, I'm kind of getting tired of the big blown out art pieces for books, but that's just me. Like, I don't know. I guess you want to use the fantasy art that you got. Super cool looking. It's a D12, narrative forward, all the cards coming in. But what I want to show is, look at this box set. Pretty great. All your little counters and the gems and your different cards. I did like their old character sheets. If you guys don't know, they had something that I think everyone was referring to as lovingly the sidecar. And basically next to your character sheet, you had the little information for your class that you're playing. I wish they would have kept that. I thought that was really cool. The fact they got rid of it, I don't know. Someone didn't like it. Probably a traditionalist, but I thought it was a really good addition. Maybe it'll be in their starter sets or like their cheat sheets for stuff. But if you're interested in Critical Role and Daggerheart, I'm probably going to run this a few times to see how it goes. The standard core set is $59.99, right? And it was available for pre-order at PAX or online. And then the limited edition for $149.99. Not bad. Not bad, to be honest with you. So that's the Critical Role news. All of the links to the news will be down a little below in either this or the recorded one afterwards. Now we got I got a couple of things to talk about. Let's go down the D&D rabbit hole, shall we? Let's go to D&D. We have a video to watch and everything here. So here, let me pause this. We're gonna watch a video. In 2024, Wizards of the Coast unveiled a Dragon Delves eclectic art styles. Some of this art's dope, but the concept for this is even better.
Dragon Delves is an adventure anthology with 10 action-packed adventures, each one featuring a different kind of dragon.
That ranges all the way from
Amanda! I know that voice.
Dragons, metallic dragons, and chromatic dragons, giving you and your players the unique experience to be able to interact with these incredible magical creatures.
The adventures in Dragon Delves are set up to be as easy to run as possible. So whether you're a first-time DM pulling this book off the shelf, or you're a player who wants to try your hand.
I love some of this art.
When your regular DM is sick.
Wait a minute. That doesn't look like a sigil to me, or sigil as everybody else fucking calls it. That looks like Roll20 or something.
You can dive right in and get started playing these adventures with a minimum of preparation.
I throw shade.
Create stories that are all your own, based around the machinations
Love that art.
And the
Very
wiles
He-Man.
of defeating or outwitting or just protecting some of these most beloved creatures in D&D's history. There's finally 10 adventures that range from levels 1
Very
to
cool.
12 that allow you to do exactly that.
So this is coming out July 8th. Let's just scroll through some of the art. I love the gray, black and white look. This is a goofy gold dragon. I don't know what you're getting in with this one. Great blue dragon. I love this art. This kind of fucking punkish look. Breathe the fire. Thank you. Really good pieces. Really good. And with that, to couple with it, they announced something that I think is the coolest idea. Dragon Delves to feature 2 adventures appropriate for solo adventurers. Look, we've been doing a lot more solo gameplay on this channel. Co-op play, couch play, digital co-op, digital couch, solo. You know what I'm fucking saying. We play solo games together. And it's been a lot of fun. So I'm actually excited to see Wizards of the Coast embrace some solo roleplay. I think they realize that the trend is big, which is cool. I see someone else. Hey, Drew, I haven't talked to you in ages. Hi, buddy. How you doing? So I really enjoy the fact that they're putting that in. It's a good step, but with the stuff that we don't want to talk about, which we're going to, there is something we should say before we get into the tariffs talk. We should talk about one of the most iconic people in Dungeons and Dragons, short of maybe Gary Gygax and Arnson. I think this is the next biggest to me, because you got Mike Merrills and you got a couple of people who've left, but Chris Perkins announced retirement from Dungeons and Dragons. This guy started in 1997, man. That is a long run. Editor-in-chief for D&D periodicals, senior producer, eventually lead storytelling editor. This guy has been everywhere, and he was the game architect for D&D 2024. Left, and he's I'll miss his work too. I agree wholeheartedly with EN World here. This guy is an icon in tabletop design. The fact that he's bouncing is apropos. I think he saw his book come out, did everything he wanted to do with this. 28 years, he's bouncing. So for me, first off, congrats, Chris. I hope you do something fucking awesome. The few times I've talked to him, he has been a wonderful person. Always nice, always answers questions. Just an actual gamer. Like, the guy is one of us. But no, I'm glad he's kind of taken his leave after the 50th anniversary. It's a good note to go out on. There's a lot of speculation about what he's going to do. He hasn't said yet. I would recommend, if you can handle a beach chair, a mojito, and some sun, taking a couple months off for yourself, as somebody who never does it for themselves. But congrats, Chris. A wonderful 28 years with D&D. But maybe, just maybe, he's leaving at the right time. So we do have to talk about something kind of crappy. I don't like doing anything political, anything religion-based in our shows. We don't really hammer home any of that stuff. I'm here to entertain and have fun, but this is something that, as a gamer, as a hobbyist, as someone producing product, this is important. And I'm not going to take any of the political aspects into it. I'm only going to tell you the fucking money facts. Tariffs are going to hurt every industry. We all know that. But let's talk about tabletop specifically. We are going to be seeing a lot of price raises in things like board games, dice, any accessories, probably resin, unless there's a U.S. company that makes resin in the U.S. fully, like nuts to butts. We're going to see a lot of price increases. So your Norse Foundries, your Level Ups, your probably even Dispel Dice, your board game companies like Modiphius and Asmodee, and even Paizo or Wizards are going to be hitting some hard tariffs at 54%. The industry is in panic, rightfully so. Polygon does a really good write-up on it. I'm not going to dive into too much of what Charlie Hall goes over here. I also recommend looking up Rob Whelan's report on Forbes, quoting a lot of people in this industry that I think have been here since the beginning, like Wolfgang Bauer, Rick, actually, from Storytellers Forge, my recent project, which I was working with him on something, and a gentleman also involved in that project is quoted. It's not great. So if you want to help support and get past this, there's two things you can do. Two things. Right. While things are getting paused, as of today, thank you, Nick, I think it is, 90 days except China. China is the #1 place that we print everything. This is a war that, for us, is going to affect our industry, and already has. There's already Kickstarters that we're shipping over, because when a tariff comes to port, talking strictly the math of it all, and that comes in, they have to pay that fee at port. People are canceling, panicking, and rightfully so. Go talk to administration, go talk to your local reps, people in government, and talk about how it's going to affect your business and hobby. But for us as gamers, we need to support. And I think the best thing you could do is, if there's a board game that you've wanted to pick up, if there is a book that you've wanted to have, if there's some dice that you really wanted, pick it up and do the thing that you would do for your family. I know this sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. If you go buy dice from Norse Foundry, or you buy a board game from Modiphius, and there's an option to write something in, just say, we're here for you. Just simple. Supporting because of tariffs. Whatever it is you want to do. That stuff matters. Me as a developer and designer who's doing digital, foraying into my published material now and doing all the printing, it would mean a lot to me if I was in their shoes. So that's why I say to do it. Tariffs are scary. Hopefully this stuff gets solved. It's not good for anyone, but there's a lot of things out there you can do. Buy more digital for your tabletop companies. If you're a board game, buy from your local stores for people who already have some of this stuff. Anything you can do, you know, support your flagships and so on. I just wanted to mention this. I'm not going to go into deep detail. I will put 2 links. I'll put 3. I'll put Rob's down there below. But Polygon, Rascal, and Forbes, these are from last week into this week. You can read up on your own. But be informed is what I would say. That's my bad news. Okay, that was my bad news. It's shitty. It fucking sucks. Let's move on to something kind of fun. A buddy of mine opened up a miniature company. He has bought some IPs and is printing a bunch of stuff. You've probably met him at cons. Super nice guy. Check out Fat Fae Forge. I'm going to call him Triple F from now on. Like Triple D, but Triple F. Check this out. So he's got a bunch of really good stuff on here. The Rat Hordes came in on April. I love this Frog Folk. This reminds me of Chrono Trigger so much, dude. Look at this dude. Look at him. It's Chrono Trigger. So you can see he's supporting, he's buying basically entire libraries from people, printing and shipping. Super fucking cool. If you're interested in getting new miniatures for your games, I will put those up as well for you in the show notes below. If you're live right now, I put it up earlier. You know what I'm talking about, but here's a copy again, just so you can take a look. I really am excited he's doing this. I'll be showing some of these off here on stream. I'm going to be doing some painting to relax here coming up. But there is a lot of really good stuff coming out of Fat Fae Forge. Super cool mini guy. Between them and John from Effin' Cool Minis, you get everything you want. I'm going to be doing more with Effin' Cool Minis here really soon. I got some stuff I want to paint from him as well. But super fun company to check out. That's it for news today. As for myself, if you're watching this later on, after the fact, and you're interested in joining in, I'm going to be having a newsletter come out soon. You can go to the merch section found down below. You can sign up at the bottom of the EFP page, or where it says sign up for the EFP newsletter. Newsletter is going to be free. And I guess I'll use my sign off from there for the news. Stay fucking rotten, everybody. Don't let the world ruin your fun. Have some fun. But for everyone who's live, stick around. We will continue now that the stream is fucking working. So, lots of cool stuff. Don't you dare lurk, you bitch. You have to stick around for life. There's no lurking allowed. You gotta go pick up Tony? Gotcha. I guess that's acceptable. Don't drive and watch. So we're gonna go over something else now. I have been through the fucking ringer printing these zines. Now, for clarity, I've printed zines in the past. A lot of them, actually. I've printed stapled. But when you get into really thick zines, like what Shadow Dark is doing in that 50 to 60 page, and they're doing a single stitch through, you start running into some serious issues. So I've been through hell and back. But if you're going to print at home, and you want to print your own zines at home, I got a couple tips for you. There's a few things. And this is going to be against everything that you have ever been told about printing. All right? Everything ever. Just heads up. I started my notes on the 7th. I've been printing for the last 3 days. I went through quite a lot of paper, a decent amount of ink. First off, if you're printing on an Epson, I have a pretty expensive printer here, along with another one downstairs. But this is the expensive one. I got this for doing art prints. If you have an Epson, there's a few things that I have learned. One, you should probably print every 3 to 4 days, something small, just print something. I know you think you're wasting ink when you do it in paper, but I will tell you that if you don't do it, you're going to waste a fuck ton more. It's going to clog, it's not going to run, you're going to have to do nozzle checks and print bleeds and cleaning, and it's going to be a nightmare. Canon, which has pros and cons, Canon, you can buy new print heads for if they go wrong. If you have like this is almost like a $2,000 printer when I first got it. I think now you can get them for like $800, but you can replace a print head in a Canon. You can't do that for Epson. But Canons, you got to print really every 60 hours. You should print something. I recommend just getting a Spectrum file for color, especially if you got like an EcoTank. Mine's an EcoTank with a plug-in for bottles that I can use. But I recommend it. It stops a lot of the problems. Just use the same sheet of paper and just move around where the print is. Just run that fucker through. Print on it. That's my first tip to you. Tip number 1, print frequently. Save your life. Save your printer life. 2, paper selection. Nick and I have talked a lot about this in the background. There is a difference between LBS and your GSMs, which are the different densities for paper. What I'll tell you is the hardest 2 things you're going to run into is getting the right thickness for internal papers and getting the right thickness for your cover paper. The reason being is, like wood, paper has a grain. And this is one of the, you'll see this as inside use only, because this was just a test print to see how close I could cut. You'll see that, let me put the camera. I had to pre-score this one to be able to bind it, right? I had to pre-score it. Pretty durable, pretty good. I don't like this cover paper as much as I thought I was going to. I mean, it's better than 90% everything out there. The inside printed fine, all that's good. But when you have something this thick, you get what I like to call the pooch. But basically the belly comes out and you have to trim it. So I'm going to give you a couple tips for binding and printing these. This was number 1. This was the 3rd one I did, 2nd one I did. The 3rd one was garbage. I think I might have thrown it away, but I ran into a lot of problems with it. So first thing I can show you is I printed a lot of color prints and a lot of proofs. And the biggest thing is, so remember how I said you print in RGB and not CMYK? Here's why. This was printed in CMYK. See how gray this is here? This was printed in RGB. See how bright that is comparatively? Epson printers specifically, and I think Canons, that one I would check on if I were you. You want to print in RGB because it's not an offset print and CMYK doesn't matter. And this was just an accident when I was printing covers and I noticed what happened. I went through, picked the right color gamut for it, printing out of Infinity, which is where I'm printing out of right now. And for clarity, I designed in Canva, which is who owns Affinity. Canva, when I import a fucking PDF from you into Affinity, can you please fix it so I don't get error checks saying that PDF version doesn't work? Because it works fine. You need to update that section of Affinity. Fucking please. And thank you. I had to make it so the pre-check doesn't show me that crap anymore. So that's the difference between those. Okay? Pretty easy, nothing crazy. Learn that the hard way. But that thick paper was too much. So I went to my 80-pound weight. Not as thick, much thinner, much more flexible and pliable. Works really well. Dark enough that you can't see through it easily. Right? Your back print. But it's thick. It's good enough. And I thought about going heavier in this, but I think for the at-home legacies, I'm going to do a couple different things. So that's what I learned for printing. Here's the tools I got. Now, every single tool that I bought didn't work. Didn't work at all. Going through 100 LBS cover and 80 internal text, and then 60 internal text with 100 cover stock, or 80 with a 60 internal stock. This said it could do it. It can't. This is all, it's all metal. Boss Stitch couldn't do it. I'm gonna get their long arm version. I think I'm gonna have to invest in a really big heavy stapler. I think I need 5/16 instead of a 1/4 inch. So it didn't work. But what did work is make sure you have a pencil to mark stuff. Make sure you print with bleed. I also recommend adding a center line with red at the top and bottom, just into the margin where you're going to trim, so you can line up your folds easier. That's not something that proof bleeds do, but for zines, I would add a line. I did it on my newer prints. I don't think you can see it on these. Does this one have it? No. I added a red line to them so that I could fold them easier. It won't be seen in the final because it gets cut, but so pencil, get something. This is a sharper one I normally use. I like a rounder one. I usually use my sharpener ones, just traditional pencil. They're easier to erase. They don't dent the paper as much. But if you're writing around the margin, it doesn't matter. If you get really good, you can print in your margin and you can print your bookmark. Because I'm doing 11 by 17, you technically can print a full, man, I know this sounds spicy, but I could print bookmarks front and back by aligning a bookmark off the edge so that when I cut that strip and I have a bookmark I can cut out to save paper. Might end up doing that. We'll see. Other thing you're going to want, a good blade. This is the one that Adam Savage recommends, and you know what? I fucking love this thing. The best part about this for bookbinding is the point is rounded, so when you pull it in, you can use this to technically score your page without cutting anything. This is, I can't remember the name of this. This is the one that he recommended. Is there a name on here? No. It's a Japan cutting one. It's got an extra blade underneath it. It's just a box cutter. But this is a godsend. It also comes with a snapper for your blades. But I'll be honest, pliers are easier. This thing sucks. I don't fucking use this thing at all. It says it's NT blade snapper. It doesn't really do its job. Great knife. It's a great knife. You want clips for your paper to hold them in place. Any binder clip will work. Just don't put it on your print. You want it on the page around, but I have these nifty ones that I use for ETHAUNTIA. Pliers to pull staples because you're going to have fuck ups. It's just going to fucking happen, man. It's just going to happen. But also to bend your legs over if they don't bend quite right, you want these. And then a bone folder. These are cheap. You can get these on Amazon for like $8. I had one, couldn't find it. I wanted a shorter one. These are made from ox bone. Really thin. Has a point on it. Right? Really clean. This is so you can crease your pages and fold them and tuck them and score them and all that stuff. This is a godsend. So let's talk about what I did to finally get this to work. So all of this is cut off and scrapped to give you an idea of what I've been doing. Right? Let's talk details. I didn't get to use anything that I bought besides paper, and even that was a nightmare, going through 3 different ones. I recommend an 80 cover or a 100 cover if you can get one that's a cold press that's bendable. Most covers aren't going to bend. If it's a small zine, like under 8 pages, you'll be fine. You hit over that 10, you run into problems. When you fold and nestle and stack, here's the folding process that I use. I printed everything front and back. It's manual flip. You'll have to learn how your edge flip works. I took detailed notes. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me show you my notes. So this, let me back up here. Hold on here. This is my notes to do this. Literally, affinity printing links, Midland paper, updates, things I have to go through and fix, the cardstock that I used, the other cardstock that I used, the premium color copy that I used, the digital changes I need to make, how I went through the whole process, screenshots, and everything. Not fucking around when I said I had to go through the ringer. I still got another round of notes to add into this because I finally got it to work. When you get all your papers printed, fold them one at a time. You have machined edges on whatever it is you're using. I'm using 11 by 17. Fold it, crease it, nestle the next one, fold it, crease it, nestle the next one, and then keep kind of lightly going over that crease, because as you put more in, as you fold stuff, the bind, though, as you get further to the spine, like closer to the spine, it's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker, and your cover is going to be the thickest. Give your cover extra bleed. Yes, you could print it exactly the same size, but don't fucking do it. Make it a little larger. Have that bleed go over further. I actually recommend having your cover be a separate file. Wholeheartedly. You want a little more width on it. You got 11 by 17 paper. Make that bitch bigger. You know what I'm saying? And what I did is I folded all my stuff over, put the cover on it, folded that over. And then I folded it open and flat. And then I cut outside of the margin, just a touch, and I cut the whole thing through down to the cover. The reason you want to cut it flat the first time is when you fold it over, you're going to get this V that folds. So when it's folded like this, you're going to get a V that comes up, kind of like this plastic is right now. You're going to get a V. But you don't want any of that V to be shit that you're going to trim. So then you fold it over and you look down that trim, you kind of flip through and see what they are, and you cut that V off. It's only going to happen here. This is the easy part. This is the bitch of it all. Some people leave the belly, as they call it. I cut that shit off. I give it lipo. Fuck that. So this is the final version. She a thick bitch. I mean, she's thick. These are a photo sleeve. It's the only ones I could find that fit A5 without having to order international. So let's just open this up. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm pretty happy with this one. I have one correction, but I want to talk to you about legacy prints and what I'm going to be doing for fun. So this is the final product. I couldn't get stapler to work. This is my solution. Made it as grunge as humanly possible. This is a staple gun for furniture. And I kind of like the aesthetic, I'm not going to lie. But this does quarter, 5/16, 3/8, half, and 9/16. They say they're not accurate, people online, but that's not true. Mine's got a cleat. And that cleat also helps a lot so that you aren't overshooting through. And then I have basically right where that gap is where it's firing out. So I know the distance. So that's what I used. On my first try with that, I got this. It's durable. It bit well. It holds the spine. It's not exactly what I want, though. I do worry about it tearing when I open it up fully. It may not, but this is the heavy. This is the 100 stock. I think when I move to the 80 on it, it'll be pretty good. But the inside looks good. All the colors are good. I got the chef colors to print proper after everything's said and done. Right? Let me show you the Lancer. Lancer, the blue is printing fine. And then we'll look at Wuklo. Printed. Colors came out. Everything looks good. It's purple, not blue. Yeah, right, exactly. But I do worry about the staples a little bit for me. I'm going to test this one tonight and play with it a little bit with our live show. Or not live show, our home group. But it turned out. I'm going to go one step further. So I have a UV protective sealer that I can spray. And I'm going to spray this cover to gloss it and see what it looks like. I just want to see. But I have a few ideas for legacy prints. My biggest problem with zines, short of I think Shadow Dark, and honestly, anyone else who owns zines could probably attest to this. The spines always tear. I feel like I lose the jacket on it all the time. All of them just get the shit kicked out of them. Because I'm doing this Xerox grunge aesthetic, I'm thinking about making a really thin black duct tape spine. Really. It was a lot of trouble, Nick. You are right. It was a lot of work. But I want to test prints at home. I want it to look good. I wanted to have access to a bunch of stuff. I may print a couple and then go down to that place, since I printed my own. Go down there and use their stapler and cut them there. Folding it, like nuts to butts, fold, cut, and staples, probably 7 minutes. Printing's the longest time frame, the actual printing part. But to do some legacy prints for people, it should be pretty fun. I'm probably going to go through, there's 2 different companies, but I'm looking at right now to get them printed. One of them's local, called Paragon, and another one is from, is in Michigan. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but they turned out. It is a lot of work. So like, and the amount of stock that I have bought with machining and everything, I think, let's see, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, probably $120 in paper, roughly, maybe 130 in paper. And then I'm sending that stapler back. I'm getting a long arm boss stitch with crown staples. So apparently they make crown staples that are like curved at the top and come down. And those are supposed to bite really well. So I'm going to try that and see how those turn out. And then go from there. I feel like it turned out well. The internals are great. So I kind of want to do that duct tape version for the grunge. I just think it could look fucking dope. And what I would do is I would split, because I have some of the big stock ones left. I would split that big stock print in half. I would tape that and then fold it over it and staple through it. I think it could look dope. And do that as the legacy editions. So I'm going to be signing them. All the legacy editions are going to be negative numbers. 1 and 2 is already out in the world, but I'll do these as negative numbers. But yeah, the big ones: RGB, cut flat, trim folded. Get a stapler that doesn't fuck around and wants to find out. And then, what else can I tell you? I'm going to go through a couple paper manufacturers to find papers I want. I have a few pulled up right now. If I find some good ones, I'll let you know. I'm interested in the French paper company out of Michigan. Everything's made in Michigan for that one. I like their paper. I kind of want to do a speckled hen paper. But I think I'm going to do the grungy fucking Xeroxy one with the tape binding. I don't know, man. I just think it could look good. There's something, it reminds me of the Mead notebooks. Here's why I thought of it. So I was prepping Breacher stuff. And it reminded me of this. Right? And this is a tape binding. Now, granted, this is a glue bind, multiple saddles. But what if I did that and then just bam, nailed the fucking staples through? I'm interested to try it. Really am. But when you look at some of the other zines, so Attack the Light is a zine for Shadow Dark issue 0. And this is on pretty good cardstock. It's seamed well. It's double seamed. You can even see here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can get it to work. If you look at the spine closely, you see that dent line along the edges? That's from actually hitting it with some, hitting it with a scoring tool. Inside paper is really light. Just regular printer paper, decent cover, really cool. And then when you go to Shadow Dark zines, I was trying to figure out what the fuck, how they built their stuff, because hers are even thicker than mine. But she went with a thinner paper. I think she went with like a 60 text based. But I love this satiny cover on it with the shine. But hers fold pretty well. There's some tug. I do worry about damaging these. And the staples pulling through. I do. But it has like this here is pretty durable. And I've looked through this one a lot for a zine. But I think if I do that tape, it may lay flat. I can make a jig to do it. I can make a measured jig to cut the tape, lay down the cover pieces on it, and staple through it. So my next one, I'm going to try it. I'm going to sell all of these ones I've made, besides the two that are just test products. I'm going to sell them all. I'll sign them. I'll put stuff in them, stuff like that, just to let people get a copy early. But I will be going through and doing a regular print too. I will do one through a company as well. I just need to get that done, kind of make it look good, and make it print the way that I want it to look. But this is all tests on like my layout, because I was really wanting that grunge aesthetic, and I'm happy with the internals. It feels grunge. It really does feel grunge. And I mean, it folds fine. Look through it, right? Perfect. I mean, it looks good. I feel like I nailed it. Like, pretty solid. The other thing I thought about doing was not putting the cover on it and doing it like the old modules where the cover is separate and just folds over it. Would you guys like this better as a dust jacketed version, since the inside maps are on the inside cover? Would you rather have this as a dust jacket? For GMs out there? I guess that's a really good question. I did. I made a book. Made a fucking book. I told you I would. I don't give up on anything. I don't give up on a goddamn thing. And I wanted it to look a certain way, and it's there. Cutting some trimmies off. But I mean, what would you guys want? Would you want the cover separate for GMing? I like dust jackets. I actually like them, I think, more than the solid stitched version. But we done, man. We got it. So that's all the stuff I learned doing this. I don't recommend doing it yourself unless you love making stuff. If you like to make stuff, then do it. It is definitely time consuming. The ones that come out of the printer, when I go to a printer, will probably be more cost effective. These handmade ones will not be. They take a long time to make. Like to design them, to print them and everything. Fold them. You know, I said 8 minutes to fold and stuff, but I think the whole process is closer to 20 to 25 minutes for one. So like those custom handmade legacy ones that have all the extra notes in them and stuff like that, those will not be the $14.99. They'll probably be a little more, just because they take so much fucking time. They're like a thing of passion. Like, I'm making it because I want to make my own, that like, I made this, you have it. So we'll see if the process doesn't get smoother. I'll probably do the tape one over the weekend. But that's it for us today on EFP Live. Does anyone have any news or anything that I should know about? Nick, I'm going to be running your adventure. Whatever one it is you pick, send it to me. I'll be using that for our solo dark. If If it doesn't get put in this Thursday, it'll get put in on next Thursday's show. We will be back tomorrow with Wooklo and Pan for Breachers and Shadow Dark. And then Friday, there's a good chance I might do a birthday stream on Friday. I don't usually do that stuff, but I have a bunch of stuff going on, and I might do one. Stay tuned. But the most important thing I can tell you all right now is if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up. Go down to that bottom of the merch page, and you can sign up for it there. You can also, I think I can put a link right in chat for you. Hold on here. Let me get you the subscribe. How you subscribe? Subscribe. Home. Let's see here. Home, subscriptions, manage subscriptions, dashboard. Substack. See some people in chat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one. I've never done one. Yeah, I mean, when I have them out, they'll be in the emails, and it'll also be in the Patreon subscription. I'll say some stuff there. Patreon will get first dibs out of the gate, probably for the legacy stuff. I'll put them up for like 24 hours to let people buy, or 48 hours to let people buy, and then I'll pump them over onto my webpage afterwards. Depends on what your mood is. For Dungeon Chef? Yeah, dude. Oh, and tonight, the new recipe card comes out. I totally forgot. That'll be, is it tonight? Wednesday? Friday. No, today. It comes out today. I think it's scheduled for 7. I'm trying a later time to see how it works. No. Just any of them. I convert things to make them fit. The whole point of the Solo Dark series is to teach people how to take any adventure and turn it into something you can play at your game. That's what it's for. Here, let me know if this Substack link works for you all. Can someone check this in chat? That should be the sign up for the newsletter. Some of you already signed up at the bottom. Meat grinder? So you should be able to sign up on Substack there for the newsletter for those who are interested. The Corpse Courier will come out on Friday. A whole bunch of stuff is going to be in it. I'm also going to be people stuff that I pimp for the month, like anything I do a review of and stuff like that will also go in them. I think like, hey, I'm really enjoying this. If I liked it, if I reviewed something I didn't like it, I'm not going to put it in there. So it works. It takes you to the subscribe area. Perfect. But I think that's everything, everybody, for me today. I'm going to get some food in my belly. I'm going to walk my dog, Zoe. Make sure that the recipe card comes out. Today's recipe is the Crimson Mold Souffle that is coming out. I might print some of those on that heavier stock. I might try to fit like 4 of those bitches on there and do double-sided printing for those. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great one, and I'll be around in Discord. I got my home game tonight. Other than that, everybody, stay rotten. Talk to you later.